When it's time for you to find a good Audible altimeter, what do? You simply go on the Shooting Stars website and try to find the Audible altimeters that they have. But wait a second. You get on the page and what do you see? You see 4 different Audible altimeters from Larsen Brusgaard. So which one to choose? What are the differences, the pros and cons? Well, here's a guide to help you choose the best option for you. This video is sponsored by Shooting Star. This unique family business is now a blend of parachute rigging, skydiving expert advice blog, online and walking skydiving gear store located in Marietta, Georgia. Their mission is to help you find the best skydiving gear so that you are making the most of your weekends at the drop zone. I have myself used them a couple of times and I was more than pleased with the hassle-free order and delivery through their website. Moreover, you can get a special price discount by using the code Skydive Vibes helped me when you order. And so check their gear and services out at shootingstar.com/skydive. Hey there, this is Catherine Bernier from Skydive Vibes, sharing the passion of skydiving and helping you become a better skydiver. So if you're new here, consider subscribing not to miss our weekly videos all about skydiving, including safety and gear reviews just like this one. So Larsen Brusgaard, one of the most renowned altimeter manufacturers in the world, has 4 different Audible altimeter to offer, but it's not always easy to find the differences between those. So in this video, my goal is to make sure that you choose the best option for you by describing all their differences. Before we start, just know that anytime during the video, you can check down the description and find some links and notes and extra information about the products we're gonna talk about in this video. Now, what is exactly an Audible altimeter and why should you use one? You can simply check out this video I made not long ago about an Audible altimeter, what and why. So let's start with the Solo II. This is the industry standard in terms of Audible altimeters on the market. It's a very simple unit that has 3 high-speed alarms that you can set with a 500 feet interval. With the possibility of those 3 high-speed alarms, you can choose to have 1, 2, or all 3. It also has 1 climb to altitude alarm, allowing you to be aware that your Audible altimeter is ready to jump. Note that you can't change the volume and or the type of alarm at each of those altitudes. It is also water resistant with an IP of 64, meaning that it can stand sprinkle of waters on it, but you cannot submerge it. Finally, it's the simplest Audible altimeter at the lowest cost that you can find from Larsen Brusgaard. We're talking about $229 US on the Shooting Stars website. Now let's talk about the Optima II. The Optima II is a more advanced Audible altimeter with extremely accurate altitude detection. It has 3 high-speed alarms as well that you can choose to change with an interval of 10 feet or 10 meters, which is way more precise than the Solo II. And you can also adjust the volume of those alarms. It has 3 climb to altitude alarms that you can set as well, and it also has low speed alarms, meaning that you can have those alarms go off while under canopy. So this can be really useful in your landing pattern or if you want to level up your landing. It has 4 memory banks. You can preset different configuration of those different alarms. An interesting feature is that the Optima II has a swoop guide, meaning that if you really want to go in high performance landing and canopy piloting, the swoop guide gives you extra beeps between the 2nd and 3rd canopy alarm so that you can better control your landing. It also has an option to have a visual LED just to make sure that you actually see when the alarm goes off. Finally, this Audible altimeter is a good fit for swoopers due to the swoop guide, and you can find it for $279 US on the Shooting Stars website. Now the Quattro. The Quattro is the latest product of Larsen Brusgaard, and it has almost all the same functions and features of the Optima II, except that it has 4 high-speed alarms compared to 3. This extra alarm can be very useful if you're a wingsuiter or if you're used to jump in big formation where you might have 2 separation altitudes. It has the same number of low-speed alarms and the same number of memory banks than the Optima II, but instead of a swoop guide, it has a track guide, meaning that between the first and second warning, you will have extra beeps so that you are aware of when the second alarm will go off, and this helps to keep track of the altitude separation of tracking groups. In brief, this Audible altimeter is a great fit for advanced disciplines, big formations, and also wingsuit. It has the same exact price than the Optima II, which is $279 US on the Shooting Stars website. Last but not least, the ProTrak II. This Audible altimeter is feature-packed and provides a lot of data on the jumps you're doing because it's actually also an advanced logbook. You can count 4 climb to altitude alarms, 4 high-speed alarms, and 4 low-speed alarms. You can also find the swoop guide on this Audible altimeter as well. And of course, you can find this electronic logbook that can store 200 to 300 jumps. You will also find a micro USB port so that you can plug it to a computer and download the data. But that being said, it's not water resistant due to that specific port. To summarize, the ProTrak II is really the Audible altimeter with the most feature in combination with an advanced logbook, but keep in mind that it's priced at that point as well. We're talking about $349 US on the Shooting Stars website. So if the logbook feature the swoop guide and you have extra money to buy an Audible altimeter, well, this might be the one for you. Finally, to summarize everything, you can check down in the description below. You'll find a link to a comparison chart that I did to help you make a better decision. And if you're like me, you're more a visual type of person, well, you'll be able to better understand the differences between those 4 Audible altimeters. And by being down there in the description, consider checking out the links and notes about the products we just talked about. Then let me know in the comments if you've used any of those Audible altimeters and what are your takes on them. Alright, so I hope you've liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if so, and consider subscribing not to miss our weekly videos all about skydiving, where we do gear reviews just like this one. On that, thanks to Shooting Star for sponsoring this video. Keep jumping and blue skies!